fuck's sakes. Um... Okay. Time now is 6:34 a.m. on August 24. I think I slept from 1 a.m. to 6:30, which is not that bad. And sleep. So last night I was actually going to go to bed at 12:45. I went on to bed and the bed fucking collapses. The bed collapses. So I spent maybe 15 minutes trying to figure out what to do. So this side collapsed, while this side is still up. And the whole bed, this is the head, this is the tail, the whole bed went like this. So I'm like, great, because that's exactly what I need at fucking 1 a.m. the night before I leave. As if this bed isn't already uncomfortable. So I tried to figure it out. I tried to either raise that side or push down this side. And as I was trying, I fucked up my left hand. So now, it doesn't hurt that much, but my eating finger, this part, this knuckle, is like scraped. But for my left hand, so you can't see it right now. Yeah. But I still managed to fall asleep, kinda, even though it was more uncomfortable when it's on the ground, because I could really feel the metal bars, and I need to bend my body according to the metal bars below me. So, yeah, it was not comfortable at all. It's fucking stupid, and I can't wait to go back to the bed I have in LA. The one thing I look forward to. And Jiren being the second thing I look forward to. Jiren texted her a little bit. She went out with this girl, and all night long she went clubbing, drinking, smoking, and I just don't know what to say. I mean, I guess I'm happy for her. And she was texting me about how happy she is, life is beautiful, etc., etc. And I'm just like, okay, clearly we're living in two different worlds. Even if I do this thing with Jiren, I'm still gonna live in my world, and she's gonna live in her world, you know? But yeah, I need to leave in like 45 minutes. For the flight to LA, and I'm probably gonna fall asleep on the flight. Yeah. Surprisingly, I was able to fall asleep at 1 a.m. Surprisingly, because of jet lag, but I'm also just tired of everything in general, so it's fine. So I'm confident I can go to bed at like 10 p.m. tonight. Ideally. Ideally, I go to bed at 9 and then wake up at 6. I don't know how feasible that is, but maybe I can do it. But yeah, I'm like close to finishing packing. Yeah. My blue luggage, my backpack, my black luggage is kinda done. My fucking quote unquote bed. My clothes, and I was gonna give away a green tea, but I don't know. Thoughts. I have thoughts. Maybe I should keep my green tea. Yeah, I mean, that's all there is. So, that's not a lot. That took fucking forever. I'm 3 minutes away from boarding.
When boarding, please lower your mask before you approach the ground. Thank you for your cooperation and flying.
We still have about 12 minutes.
Fuck me, we're back. We're back. Fuck. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, time now is 2:14 p.m. and I am back in my room. Round 6. Round 6. Okay. This is gonna take a while. I'm gonna try to go to bed at like 9, obviously, which is about 7 hours from now, which is not a lot of time. The good thing is I don't need to wash all my bed sheets and blankets, actually. I only need to wash this blanket. So that's good. But washing the clothes will take a while, so that's that. I also need to go to Target, and then tonight I'm gonna head to Trader Joe's and Ralph's. So that's for tonight, after 7 p.m. The free lift, it was originally 6 p.m., starting from 6 p.m., but now it's actually starting from 7 p.m., so I have to go out at night at 7 p.m. So, there's that. I may move all this stuff downstairs first, however. I don't even have space to put 2 luggages in. That's a bit of a problem, but we'll figure it out. Alright, I'm back in my room. I just went out for Trader Joe's and Target, and oh my god, I walked there and it was so upsetting. It was gross. I was disgusted by the people. But anyways, I took a bus back because I literally cannot walk back. It's too hot. And I just had some spring rolls. I'm gonna start unpacking my blue luggage here. And then, yeah. That one's done. The black one's done. I'm gonna unpack my blue, and then it's gonna be good. first dinner. Okay, so time now is 11:51 p.m. Jesus Christ, my tongue hurts. Hold on. So, I'm back in my room, as you can see, and, round 6 has begun. Fuck you! Fuck all y'all pussy! Oh. I'm gonna be fast because I actually plan to go to bed at 9 p.m., but right now it's about to be midnight, so kill me. But no, I need to be ready. I need to go to bed, wake up early, I need to be strong, I need to be powerful, okay? Okay. So, today I woke up really early at Seattle, and, I managed to leave my aunt's house at maybe 7:50 p.m., 7:50 a.m., and called an Uber and headed over to Seattle Airport. I said goodbye to my mom, my brother, my cousin, my aunt, and here we go. And yeah, it's the 6th time I've left my family, but yeah, it is a 6th time, and usually you'd think, oh well, I'm used to it, but I will never be used to it. This kind of departure, it's brutal to say goodbye to the people around you. It's absolutely brutal. So yeah. I then went to Seattle Airport. It was a bit tough because I had to find the Alaska Airways check-in, and then for some reason I don't have the boarding pass, and I have to ask them for the boarding pass, etc., etc. And then I went through the TSA, and the line took forever, and I was almost late to my plane, but I was right on time. I finally arrived and hopped onto the plane, and then throughout the entire plane ride, I was wide awake. I listened to music, and I was in deep thought. In fact, I read Jayun's script, and I'm not gonna lie, it blew me the fuck away. It was so good. The writing was so good. Jayun, I hate to admit this, but she's so goddamn talented. She's so goddamn talented. She's 3 years younger than me, and I think the script she wrote is better than anything I've written. To be fair, it's a bit of an unfair comparison because some of the best stuff I've written are extremely experimental, you know, in USC standards, so obviously not a great comparison, but she's just so talented. I'm jealous of her, man. And I'm just also thinking about her, like, I feel like once again, same with Mary, same with Leslie, same with Jayun now, and that is, my feelings of her are very influenced by my admiration of her, which means she's always going to be a different league above me. I'm like nobody in front of her, which makes me feel a little inferior, but I know that's a poisonous thought. I mustn't think that way. Anyways, I arrived at LAX, and holy balls, I do not need to go through customs. My master plan worked. I don't need to go through customs. I was able to immediately grab my luggage and head out. I called a Lyft. It cost me $45, and I made it back. At 2 p.m. I was back, and in my head I was like, okay, well, I have 7 hours before 9 p.m. I can do a lot. Well, not enough time. I washed my blankets and bed sheets. I unpacked everything quite fast. But both times I went out today, both times it took a long time. I first walked to Trader Joe's and Target, and oh my god, I've never felt so repulsed by America. Literally, as I was walking through the streets, I'm listening to music, and I am disgusted by the trash, the smell, the falling apart buildings, the houses. I was just disgusted. Back then, I was just peeved. Now I just feel grossed out. But I was extremely grossed out when I arrived at the USC Village and I saw people. I just saw freshmen. I saw young, energetic people, attractive people in nice clothes, walking around, laughing, being excited, being naive. It just disgusted me so much that they find this enjoyable. And they think it's all fun and games, not knowing how much suffering this is. My face was literally like a face of pure anger and hatred. I went into Target and my face was like this. I was like this. I was like this. I went to Trader Joe's and I was like this. So yeah, afterwards I just took a bus home. And then I continued to unpack and I had some spring rolls, and then at 7 p.m. I went out again, and this time with the free lift. I went to Trader Joe's, I bought $70 worth of food. They ran out of eggs, which is bad because I want eggs, I want protein. This time around, I'm really trying to focus on getting healthy foods. So I saw ice cream and I was like, ooh, but then I was like, nah, I can't do it, man. I can't fucking do it. So I'm sorry, no ice cream. Maybe once, that's it. They ran out of eggs. They also don't have ground beef. But yeah, I saw delicious pastries and I was like, ooh, but then I'm like, nah, I can't do it. So I'm being mindful. The game has begun. The game has begun, bitch. And then, I was gonna leave, and then in my head I'm like, God, I hope no one sees me. I hope I don't run into anyone I know. And of course, I ran into someone I know. I saw Emma from the Can team. I was like, Emma. And she was just wandering around, expressionless, and then Emma was like, oh, Enoch, oh my god. And I looked beside her, it's Arjun. Of course, they're always together. So it's Emma and Arjun, which is great. It's great that it's them and it's not like Matt or Jayun or Colin or like any of these, danger zone people, I would say. Because these are the people that appear a lot in my life, in my school life, and it's not okay. So we talked and it was nice actually. Somehow my tongue pain was gone and I was able to talk a lot about Cannes Film Festival and our summer plans, and they asked me about my summer plan. I asked them about summer plans. It's just so crazy that literally this morning I was still talking to my family, and now I'm talking to Emma and Arjun at the fucking Trader Joe's. And Emma and Arjun was like, yo, where do you live? And I'm like, on the edge of the DPS zone. And he's like, wait, do you want me to give you a lift? And I'm like, sure. Turns out they also live kind of nearby. They live at Ralph's. I just cut my hand. So Arjun gave me a ride. We spent a long time trying to find his car. We found his car, and then he drove me over to my place. So that was nice. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Michaela Ash, the Chinese American girl, yesterday texted me asking me for a phone call, and we decided to call tomorrow. And then today she asked me if I have any prop experience, and I was like, okay, maybe I can make a quick portfolio and send it to you. And she was like, great. But it's too late, and I want to sleep first. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. But Jayun then texted me saying, "Don't worry, we have a props person already." So Michaela didn't even need to text me then. And then Jayun talked about how he's at a meeting with Ja Young, and it's like a production meeting of Starman, and then she went to her Canadian friend's place, and they hung out and watched some movies. Her Canadian friend also had a Blu-ray player and a bunch of Criterions, so I am now dethroned as the Blu-ray guy. At this point, and I don't. Again, this morning I was like, I don't want to speak to Jayun at all today. Jayun did eventually like tell me, "Hey, safe flight," and I did not say anything to her until 5 p.m. And that's when I'm beginning, even though I was madly, I guess I was madly, I had affections. A couple days ago when she told me that she's like the manic nightmare demonic girl, I was like, holy shit, she is the one. But now, I saw her clubbing with a girl last night, hanging out with another guy today. I realized that she has her own huge world, a world way bigger than mine. And she's also like, she doesn't come off, like when she speaks to me, she comes off like a friend. And I'm scared that she's just gonna, I hate this word, friend zone me. And because I'm slowly beginning to feel this way, I'm slowly beginning to friend zone her. Even though a couple days ago, and the night I met her, I was like, oh my god. But now I'm starting to think, was there any kind of feeling? She just tells me about her life, and I just tell her about my life. And I told her I went to Trader Joe's and I'm unpacking, and she told me what's going on in her day. And it's just, I don't know, it's just like not that, there's no tension. I don't feel anything suddenly. I don't know why. It's like gone again. And I don't know, part of me wants to just not talk to her for a couple of days and maybe run into her on campus. But I think I still haven't really talked to Jayun in depth about myself, and I think maybe that needs to happen first. I'm also, despite the fact that I feel really inferior against her, I think that's one of the biggest no-nos when it comes to trying to be close to Jayun, because Jayun loves ambitious and successful people. Even if you're not successful, at least be ambitious. And I gotta have that confidence. And I don't know why when I spoke to Natalie and Miriam, I was so confident and nice and free. But then in front of Jayun and other people here, I'm just like, fuck me, you know. So I don't know. Bit of a switcheroo. But yeah, I also met 3 of the new roommates here. One is a tall black girl by the name of Theodora, who lives on the same floor. Maybe not the next room, but on the same floor. Replacing the Chinese guy. Then, this Andre guy, who is a Latino in grad school studying architecture, who lives upstairs on the 4th floor, which means Minji, the Korean woman, is gone. What the hell? There's another Asian woman downstairs living where Adipta was. So Adipta's gone, he's out. So that's great news. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna put some salt on my tongue, and then I'll just head to bed immediately. Can't wait to get on to bed again. This is beautiful. This is clean. I love it. Oh, god damn it. Okay, god damn it. Time now is 6:53 a.m. on August 25th. It's day 1 of round 6. Um and yeah. Um Holy shit. I slept from 12 um I slept from 12 no, huh? I slept from 12:30. I slept from 12:30 and all the way to 6:30, 6:40, which is not that bad. I remember the last few times, you know, oh, my tongue is beginning to hurt. I remember the last few times I had my day ones. It's like I slept for 3 hours, slept for 4 hours. But yeah, I really wish I could have gone to bed at 9 or something. Um, and the sleep was okay. I woke up multiple times. I think it's not cold enough. And there was a moment where I was just wide awake. But yeah, I guess I'm just stressed out. Um, and yeah, today's day 1 of round 6. The grind is fucking on, baby. The grind is on. I Yeah, go to bed early, wake up early. Last night I went to Trader Joe's and I bought, healthy stuff. And today I'm going to continue that sort of mindset. Um, I have to leave this apartment at like 8:15. So, I have like an hour and 15 minutes, which is plenty. So, not too bad. Um, there's someone outside. Um, but yeah, at some point yesterday at like 1 a.m., someone went out and cooked and ate food and stuff. Yeah, anyways, today the grind continues. I'm gonna go to the gym after school. I'm gonna spend some time drawing and reading at a spot, probably in SCA, and then I'm just gonna try to be good and dress up nice and be confident and shit. I have several emails to write. I have a couple phone calls to call. Um, but yeah, off to I wouldn't say rough, but off to a questionable start. Jayun keeps updating me on what's going on with her life, and Jayun keeps updating me, and she told me how she's smoking with another friend now, and then at 2 a.m. she texted me saying that her Canadian friend Owen just gave her a Criterion as a gift. I don't know, again, like, moments like this really make me question if I do want to get closer or not. She already has like a whole world, and she has a lot of men around her giving her gifts. Me giving her matcha is like nothing. And yeah, you know, um, I don't know. Like, if I do get close to her, it would be like her 5th time being with someone, and it would be my first time, and it wouldn't be that special. And I'm like 3 years older than her, so I don't know. But I'm still gonna go along with it, and see where it takes me. Again, I feel like the name of the game right now is not to figure out if I like her or not. It's more of because then it would be a very internal situation. Like, it would be me asking myself this, asking myself that. Maybe I shouldn't have said this. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I think the name of the game right now is I'm just gonna get close to her. I don't care how I feel about her. I'm just gonna get close to her. If she feels something, great. If she doesn't, then so be it. Um, because I remember what happened after Leslie. I was like, you know, I'm not gonna play it this way anymore. After Leslie, I was like, I'm gonna get close to a girl first and then have feelings instead of the other way around, which is usually the right way to do things. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking know. With her, I don't know, but I'm gonna be on my own today. I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna work hard on myself, and we'll see how it goes. Um, Christian R released a text in a group chat, you know, on Zosia, which is the name of the short film that we're PDing for LMU. And both surprisingly and unsurprisingly, he demoted me to set deck. He is the PD, Alexis is the art director, and I'm just set deck right now. And I feel like in future projects where I work for Christian R, I would also always be like at a very low position, which is sad considering that last semester I was like, oh, we can be co-PDs, at some point. But I guess after Pitt, he's just lost a lot of trust in me or something. But I would say unsurprisingly, because I feel like that's bound to happen, especially. So after Pitt, I feel like Christian R lost a lot of trust in me. And then I feel like with his next film, Lucky Number, where Alexis became art director, and I'm obviously not involved, I feel like Christian's like, yeah, I I think Alexis is better than Enoch, and I'm more comfortable working with Alexis. So yeah. So I'm just demoted to nothing again. So I don't know how to feel about that. Again, I'm gonna be on my own. I'm gonna work hard, go to the gym, grind, eat healthy. One opportunity goes, so what? I'm gonna make my own opportunities. Um, it's gonna be a constant grind, man. It's gonna be a constant battle. I cannot have anything bring me down this semester. I need to be constant. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. I'm gonna hit a challenge. I'm gonna hit a wall. Next lane. I'm gonna hit a wall. Next lane. I'm gonna hit a wall. Next lane. And I think this is gonna be this semester. I'm gonna be sort of full force ahead. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I'll ever co-PD anything with Christian R in the future, as cool as that would have sounded, but I don't think that is gonna be the case. And yeah, I've been doing set dressing for nearly like a year, for more than a year, which doesn't seem like that long, but it is long, and I feel like I should start like art directing more and PDing more. So hopefully I do get the opportunity somewhere this semester. Um, yeah. Um, mm, yeah. I even had like a mini dream with Giant in it. CC, the TA from 290 last semester, suddenly sent me an email saying that she booked me a flight to Shanghai without me knowing, an 8-day trip to Shanghai. And I'm like, what? And then I somehow ended up in Jayun's apartment, and I saw her whole family. I don't know, man. I keep thinking about her, but my feelings for Jayun is nowhere near as intense as like Mary or Leslie. You know, Leslie was like, well, yeah. Again, to be fair, like I don't see Jayun in person a lot, and Leslie was like always there, and she's always doing something. But yeah, again, similarly, I feel like in the beginning of me and Leslie, you know, we watch movies together and we talk during break. But like as the semester goes along, it kind of spirals out of control. Like Leslie becomes more and more powerful, and you know, you see her having production meetings with professors, and you know, you realize, oh my god, this 19-year-old girl is forever gonna be more important than me. Or like, no, she was 18 actually. She was 18 and I was 20. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. So be it. I'm gonna continue looking for opportunities. I'm gonna continue fighting. And yeah. Okay, I have an hour before I leave. I'm gonna eat some toast with peanut butter, which I think is good for breakfast. It's got some proteins and everything. Um, I'm also probably gonna put some salt on my canker sore again. Yeah. And I have that class tomorrow, like EALC, but I'm gonna drop it. But I want to take that IMAX class instead, and I feel like there's no way for me to really get into it, so I don't know. Schedule ain't even set. But I'm excited for Wednesday. I think Wednesday's like the nice day where I get to take two CAMS classes, but both classes I'm just like enjoying myself. I think Wednesday's like the nice day, so I'm excited for Wednesday. Yeah. I just remember another part of my dream, and that is I was number one of my class in the Japanese exam because I'm like, even though we're all terrible at it, like we never learned it, but somehow I know the most Japanese because I'm like linguistically good. Oh, God damn it. This is such a clusterfuck. I hate that it's the first day of school and it's already such a mess. Yeah. And Jayun, again, like the days leading up to the first day of school, Jayun's like hanging out with this girl, hanging out with this guy, having a production meeting here, having another meeting there, having shoot here, having shoot there. I'm like, it's my last year, man. I don't know. I wish I'm more involved in things. Yeah. But today, literally, the reason why I'm trying to audit this art class is because I want to get better, you know, and yeah, I mean, I'm trying to audit an art class and hit the gym later tonight, and I'm gonna bring a book to read. Like, I'm fucking grinding. No matter what sort of wall I'm gonna hit, I'm already grinding on day one, man. So yeah. Okay, right now it's 8:20 a.m. I feel like it's customary for me to do this. I'm in my battle clothes right now, white shirt, purple pants, and let's just fucking do it. Let's go, detective! Let's go, detective! Let's go, detective! Let's fucking go, detective! Holy. Okay, we're gonna battle this out, okay? USC, the gods of USC, you better fucking watch out, okay? I'm gonna fucking battle you out so hard. The sky is gonna split in half, okay? The sky's gonna split in half. Okay. Fuck. Here we go. Okay, time now is 2:56 p.m. And yeah, I'm gonna talk a little bit and then I'm gonna be heading out soon in a couple hours again. Um, but yeah, half a day has gone by and I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack. I don't know why, I feel like I just don't have enough time to adjust. Um, Usually every time I come back to LA, I have a little bit of time to adjust. But I just don't. I feel like I'm just being slammed into a meat grinder, and I feel like I'm gonna throw up at any given moment right now. There's something so, it's so intense, but it's not even intense yet. Like I'm not going to film sets every weekend. Like it's not even intense yet, but it is intense because it's all internal. It's psychological. Um, it's anxiety inducing. But let me break it down step by step. I think in the morning today I had plenty of time to prepare, but maybe not enough time. I wish there was just more time today in the morning where I could just do nothing and chill. But it was nice. Waking up at 6:30 is nice. I only wish that I could go to bed earlier. Um, and, in the morning I was like, well, that's great. I'm waking up early and I'm still able to have like 6 hours of sleep, which is not bad. And maybe in a couple weeks it's gonna go back to going to bed at 4 a.m. And then I realize I can't even afford to do that. I have to go to bed late, go to bed early, and wake up early. I can't even afford to have no sleep because the next 16 weeks is going to be absolutely brutal for me. I mean, crushingly bone fucking, skin tucking, brutal. So anyways, I went to school, I took a bus, and I was able to avoid paying $1. And then I arrived at Roski and I entered the building and I was already immediately confused because I didn't know where was the exact location. Oh. But yeah, this woman, he saw me from a distance looking very confused and she's like, "What are you looking for?" And I was like, "Watt Hall 118. And she's like, "Oh, it's the other building." And there were a couple of guys next to me, a couple of boys. And so they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to Watt Hall 118 too." So us three, we found it. It's the next door building. We entered the classroom and I didn't film at all inside the classroom, but it's this big room with 4 long tables around it, and people sort of sitting in a circle or in a square, so to speak. And so me and these 2 other Asian boys, we sat together, and both of them are freshmen. One is from China, the other is from Korea. I sat down, and in my head, I'm just so tired. I'm so tired of starting a new semester and socializing. Oh, this is my name, this is my major, blah, blah. I'm so sick of it already. And then I just didn't want to socialize, but I know I had to. So I looked to the guy beside me and I'm like, "What's your major, blah, blah, blah." Turns out he's very jumpy and he's very, he's young. So I get it. He reminds me of Justin, the Singaporean guy, but his name is Matthew? No, Matt. His name is Matthew, and he's from Beijing, and he's this freshman with dyed hair, and I told him I'm senior, and he's like, "Really? You don't look like it." And again, at some point, I need to realize that this isn't a compliment, but it's actually bad. Like maybe to some others it's a compliment because I look young, but I don't look mature enough. I don't feel mature enough. especially with my voice being like this. So I was like, haha. And then class started, and two professors came in, both Latinas, and they're both friendly, but you can tell that they both have a very certain standard. Like, if you appear lazy or distracted, they're gonna know, and they're gonna be very harsh towards that. So we all did a self-introduction thing, and everyone had to introduce themselves, and I did my introduction. I said I'm in film. Turns out half the class aren't even an art major. Like, some people here are in music, some people here are in theater, some people here are fashion, a lot of people here are in fashion, some people here are archaeology, like, so random. But a lot of people here, like, I could already feel the sense that everyone here is artsy and, like, very are experts. And so I did my self-intro, and I tried to be confident and stuff. But at that point I realized I'm not even gonna get it. Like, immediately right off the bat in the class, the professor was like, yeah, so we're already at capacity, so people who are trying to sit in, leave. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, well, I'm just here for fun, I guess. I'm just here for shits and giggles. It's gonna be the only time I'm gonna show up anyways. I don't really care. And maybe that's good. Maybe I need that, like, I don't care attitude. But damn, damn. So, yeah. I, fuck me, so much to unpack. So, the class continued, and the professors, they went over the syllabus, and then we took a break, and I talked more to the guy next to me, and he's doing these web seminars, like alcohol control, and I'm just thinking, I'm already senior now, and I feel like I've wasted all of my school life, even though last semester I was like, oh my god, I'm going up and up, I'm climbing the ladder. But, like, in retrospect, last semester I did nothing. Like, I just did more set dressing, and I went to Cannes, which is, I guess, the big thing. Yes, but in retrospect, it's like I did nothing last semester. So, I don't know. So anyways, we went through the whole class, and thank God we didn't do any drawing assignments just now. I just sat down and looked. And then after class, I went up to the professors saying, one of them, the one that I didn't email, the other one, basically telling her my situation. I was going to say something like, oh, I really want to draw, I'm really inspired, like, what advice do you have? But she's actually thinking, okay, well, there's a chance that I can let you sit in, or you can take my other class. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm too new to this. And she's like, no, you'll be fine. A lot of people in that class will probably don't even have a lot of knowledge on drawings. You'll be fine. And I'm like, okay. And that class is Friday, and it has one more seat, so I might actually show up to that one. Part of me was like, okay, maybe I'm not going to take an art class. And then part of me is like, no, what the fuck? Before this semester started, I was like, this is it. This is my last year. I got to make the best out of my college life. And I'm like, I got to take an art class. So maybe I will. But the other thought I had was, there's also the IMAX class, and earlier this morning I actually emailed the IMAX class professor saying I want to sit in today. And he responded saying, sure, join us. So tonight at 7 p.m. at Robert Zemeckis Center, I'm going to show up, and Andrew will be there, so it's going to be good. And hopefully I get to sit in. If I don't get to join the class, which is likely, then I'll probably go with the Friday, the 2-unit Friday art class. So there's that. So I went to SCA and I saw Ava, and I saw Daniela, the Lebanese British girl, and they were like, "Hey, what's up?" And Daniela was like, "Oh, you beautiful girl." And I'm just thinking, like, how did Ava come all the way from being this hated person in Film 33 to this? And now I feel like an idiot. And then I went to third floor and I did some drawing, and they look pretty good. I'm pretty proud of my drawings, and I went back down and I listened to music and I took a bus, went back home. And then after going back home, I put down my stuff, I cleaned my laptop, and then I made a phone call with Lillian. And we had a half an hour phone call where Lillian told me a lot of useful information about what to do as an international CAM student, OPT, jobs, internships, etc. And holy shit, first of all, she's the right person to speak to, because judging by her appearances in Jayoung's podcast and her being in a casting agency, whatever, like, she is knowledgeable on this, and she's on it, you know. And then, but yeah, I talked to her a lot about my situation, and in summary, in our half an hour phone call, the summary is, I'm fucked. We're all fucked, actually. I like that. Maybe it's a good thing that there's like a negative outcome, or not negative, but like a painful truth to come out of this phone call, and it's not like, oh, you'll be good, because I do need to be alert of this. But essentially, in summary, Lillian said, look into OPT right now, as soon as possible. Talk to a career counselor as soon as possible. You need to start looking for jobs right now. You need to start looking at applying for OPT right now, as early as possible. So, after graduation, it's OPT, and I need to have a job by then. If OPT starts and I don't have a job in 60 days, I'm fucked. So I need to start looking right fucking now. And then I talked about the O1, and O1 has nothing to do with jobs. It has nothing to do with jobs, but it has a lot to do with projects, and you need to be nationally known. You need to be on publications. The fucking brutal truth is that I'm in my last year and I'm still barely known, school-wise, let alone nationally. I've done a lot of set dressing, and I'm nowhere near where I want to be. So I'm not going to get that O1 anytime soon. I'm not going to get that O1 in a year. It would be a miracle, all caps, MIRACLE. It would be a miracle if I'm even able to get close to getting an O1. So my best bet right now is actually applying to grad school. In fact, it is the best bet for a lot of people, because not only do I have more time to develop, to do PD, but also after 4 years of OPT plus grad school, Trump will be out of office, which means applying for a visa would be a little bit better. Apparently, Lillian knows this other woman, this Korean woman, Korean student who graduated and actually got hired by Lee Isaac Chung, the guy who made Minari. And even after being hired by Lee Isaac Chung, when she tried to renew her O1, she was denied entry into the country. And that's how bad it is right now. And Lillian even told me, like, right now the job market is rock bottom, worse than ever in the history of mankind. She didn't say that, but it was implied. And okay, if I don't do O1, then I do H1B. But H1B is basically suicide as well, because according to Lillian, the entertainment industry has stopped sponsoring H1Bs. H1Bs don't even exist now in the entertainment industry. And the only industry that sponsors it is tech, and only a few companies. And that's basically Lillian's plan right now, which is still very risky. O1 is also very risky because it's tough. So everything's tough. But right now, my main priority is to find jobs, and I also asked about internships because Jayun, man, again, like I hate to say this, but I'm so jealous. Jayun is on her shit. Jayun with her 480s, with her indie shorts, with her internships, applications, Jayun is on it. Lillian told me, like, if you were a freshman, I would tell you to apply for development and coverage, blah, blah, blah. And Jayun's already on it, literally. But Lillian told me, right now you're already senior, so apply for anything. Apply for literally everything, anything, even non-film related, just apply, apply, apply. Worst they can say is no, right? And so that really freaked me out. And Lillian even told me, like, don't do too much in your final semester because you're going to be spending a lot of time applying for stuff. And OPT is going to be extremely complicated and you need to have a timeline on your notebook, etc., etc., etc. So it is, in some ways, this is the DSE of my life now. This is the thing. It's going to drive me insane. It's scary and I don't know if I can handle it. This morning, I could barely handle the idea of, being social and being a good PD, and now you're telling me all about internships and OPT. Jesus, my tongue. So obviously, I'm already stressed. And then I had a quick lunch. I don't even have enough food to make a nice lunch. I just made some ravioli, and I finished a Greek salad from yesterday, and then I finished my portfolio, sent it over to Michaela Ash, and then at 2:15, Michaela Ash had a Zoom meeting with me. And I thought it's going to be phone call, but no, it's a Zoom meeting, cameras open, and I had a talk with her. And she's super nice, she's super bright, and she's like, hey Enoch, so good to see you again. I looked over your portfolio, they all look really cool. Man, a lot of these sets, I had no idea you're on them too. I know friends who are on these sets as well, and I just want to ask you about your processes, blah, blah, blah. And she's super nice. And again, I have these two thoughts. Thought one is, she's so well connected. She seems so well off. And maybe I should learn something from her because I'm the one being interviewed. And I feel like as a 23-year-old, I should be the other one. I should be the one interviewing. I should be the cool one. Second of all, when she asked me what a procedure is, I kind of stuttered a little bit and I was like a little wonky. And I've done set dressing for more than a year and I still can't really answer that because I wasn't really given the opportunity to do that. So I guess my next step is to ask Jing Chen and Maisie for help because they would know, and I want to know their process. I want to shadow a PD. And now that with Christian's LMU short, where Christian placed me as set deck, this actually gives me more of an incentive to ignore Christian R and focus more back in USC and try to, at least by the end of the semester, build up to be a 1 or 2 timer PD, So yeah, I'm gonna try that. I just don't know. And then there's Jayun, and I don't know what to say to her. I think my peak, my peak affection for her was the first plane ride from Hong Kong to Taiwan because of the way she texted me. And I just for 4 hours I was actually in love with her. And then the next 10 hours she kind of lost me. And I don't know if it's me that's doing something wrong or if it's her doing something wrong. And again, I highly doubt I'll be able to see her in person. And I feel so defeatist. I look at our chat and I'm like, I don't even know what to say to her now. She's just going to tell me, oh, I went out and drinking with some friends. I went cigarette eating with some other friends. And I just got this internship. I just got that other film. And I have nothing to say to her other than nice, good, cool. And she's just on her own again. That version of her that I met in Hong Kong, that's gone. that's out. And now we both exist in this USC, the dark version of reality, where I'm in Hong Kong when I was in that green shirt. I was like walking around, I felt free, it felt nice, and now I'm back in this dark reality where I'm just this crushed, sad, screaming gremlin, and she's like a menace, or it's I don't know how to explain, but it is like we're living in a dark version of reality right now, and it's like suddenly it feels hopeless. Like I don't even want to talk to her now, not because I hate her, but because I know I just won't even make it. I know she will just forget about me and move on. I know I'm just not that cool. Maybe Jiren loves really positive, upbeat men and women. And just now, not just now, like at around like 1 p.m., I texted her like, I'm sorry, but I'm so out of it. I'm so fucking sad right now. I just can't. So honestly, it's only day 1 of the semester, and I'm already like, I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack. And again, it's not even that intense. I'm not on a film set right now. Maisie today is in a prop house, and God knows what Jiren is doing today. For all I know, she's hanging out with Sean Baker planning a film right now. It's too tough, man. It's too tough. So I guess my final remark is, I might need to see a therapist. And again, maybe it's because I don't have enough time to adjust to this life. Like, I went from Seattle back to LA, and then boom, the next day I have school. Maybe I just don't have enough time. But right now I feel like I'm losing myself. I feel like I'm losing my life. Like, me stopping YouTube, me deciding to wake up early, I don't know, a lot of elements of my life is gonna change, and I feel like I'm losing it. I feel like I'm losing everything. I feel like I'm losing my head. I feel like I'm losing my personality. And yeah, that's what I need, but I feel like I'm on the edge of a cliff about to commit suicide. Like, that's a little bit how I feel right now, is that I'm on the verge of total death. And I don't like it. I don't like starting off the semester, day 1, and I feel like jumping off a cliff. So I don't know. I just audited an art class. I never thought I would do that. And then I had a call with someone I haven't seen in years telling me how fucked up everything is. And then I had a Zoom meeting where I begged to be in a short film that this girl wrote, who is 3 years younger than me, that I'm talking to right now. Like, nothing is making sense already, and it's only been half a day. You know? Do you know this feeling? Do you know this fucking feeling? Nothing. I went to Trader Joe's last night. I tried to buy healthy foods, and then I ran into people from Canton, which is nice. I don't know. It's just, A, nothing's making sense. B, I'm losing it, man. I'm fucking losing it. I don't know. I mean, part of me is thinking I'm hopeless with Jiren, but I'm also acknowledging the fact that right now I'm under some kind of psychological stress, and probably not the best time to talk to Jiren. I also don't know how I survived last semester. I mean, to be fair, last semester, a good first half of it is, like, depressive, and the second half of it was better. But I'm just like, I don't know how am I going to survive even 1 week right now. It's only been half a day, and I'm like, I'm going to die. And I don't know, but part of me thinks that I should continue with Jiren. Like, Jiren seems like she's just disappearing, and I remember our little interactions when we were on the escalator at Saiwanho MTR station, and she took a photo of me from like a top angle, the funny wide angle photo, and she's like, okay, I'm being stupid, I'm deleting it. And those moments are cute, and those are nice. And where is that? How is that? We're in LA right now, you know? So yeah, maybe I should give her a phone call and just vent. And maybe we should meet up, and I need some kind of anchor. I need people who can hold me down and tell me that it's gonna be okay. Because if I don't have people holding me down right now, right fucking now, I'm gonna go insane. I need to talk to someone about this. I mean, a therapist for one, but like friends. But then how? Like, again, like, how did Giant and all these other people make so many friends so easily? Why is it so easy? Like, I do the same thing. I talk to people, I smile, and I make jokes, and I still have a problem socializing. It's like a disability. It's like I have a condition or something. Like, I genuinely don't know. I fail to connect with people. I don't feel things, and yeah, everything's kind of fucked. So yeah, I don't know. 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 I'm gonna still head to the IMAX class tonight. Say hello to Andrew Wu. At least I talked to someone I know today in person. Tomorrow, since I dropped the EALC class, tomorrow is like a free day, so I'm actually not gonna do anything tomorrow. I'm just gonna sleep. But at 2 p.m. I do have to be at school in person and talk to a career counselor about internships. So hopefully I'll figure that part out. But yeah, I mean, I kind of want to have a phone call with Giant actually. I don't know like how that's gonna pan out. I'm just like thinking like Giant's so accomplished and she's so surrounded by friends and powerful people. I'm like nothing. And I'm barely in the top 100 of her close people, you know? I don't know, man. This is so fucked up. And then again, part of me is thinking I shouldn't have this anger and negativity right now. Like, I'm really stressed and I'm really angry about the world and my situation. But like, if I continue with this anger, it's not healthy. But then, how can I not be angry at the situation? And I mean, how is anyone else surviving this? Like, it's so confusing and complicated and fucked up right now. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. So, yeah.
2/3 of the screen up. So the top of our screen, if it was 4:3.
For like 480. Oh. Dinner time. Dinner time, bitches. Okay, time now is 1:14 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, I'm really tired and I'm gonna like go to bed right now. So the second half of God damn it, every time I press record, the fucking phone update thing just happens. Okay, anyways, I'm really tired right now. Second half of the day. Was it as intense as the first half? No, thank God, no. Because if it was, I am going to die. It did end on a good note. It did, however, end on a good ass note. So starting off, I at around 6:30, 6:40, I went out and I tried to catch a bus. And as you all know, the bus stop that I always go to outside of Normandy Avenue is completely fucked because the pavement is excavated. There is no pavement. It's just a pile of dirt. The bus stop is no more. So this morning, I went to the opposite side of the road. I mean, same side of the road, but like after the stoplight. And it worked. The bus stopped. But just at 6 p.m. I tried that again. And the bus whooshed right by me and pretended that I don't exist. Oh my god, my tongue. So my solution was to walk. So I just walked and walked and walked. And at some point I stopped and I decided to take Dash Bus F. And by the time I arrived at Robert Zemeckis Center, it was like 7 p.m. on the dot. But it took me a couple minutes to figure out where exactly the room is. Turns out it is the exact same room I watched The Seat of the Sacred Fig at the IMAX theater, at the IMAX room. So I went in and testicles. Okay, so, of course, the insanity does not stop. The insanity does not stop. The first thing I saw when I walked in was Jayun. And it's funny, because every time I feel like Jayun would show up at a place, she shows up. And, yeah, every time Jayun shows up somewhere, I'm like, I have an inkling that she's gonna be there. Like a 3:10 screening back in December, or sometimes in SCA lobbies, or even, when I ran into her at Maisie's set, you know, I was like, there's an inkling. I have a feeling that Jayun would be there. And Jayun was just there, and he's surrounded by 3 white guys, 3 white boys. The class hasn't started yet, but the whole place is already packed. I walked up the stairs and I saw Andrew Wu and Ethan Kwan. I said hi, and then I sat down, and it was a little awkward because at that point, the TA was calling on people's names. And when I sat down, he was like, Jayun, because her last name is Jong, so she's like the last one to be called. And then I sat down, and then the guy was like, so, the guy who just sat down, what's your name? And I was like, Enoch. I don't know why, but my voice is so fucking weird. It's so light. I was like, Enoch. And he's like, your name's not here. And I was like, oh yeah, I emailed the professor. And he's like, okay, talk to me after class. So that was interesting. And when I saw Jayun was like a little shocked. Jayun was like, and I was like, my reaction was basically, yep, here goes the next scene in this crazy ass story. But the insanity does not stop there. So we went through the whole class. So the professor is actually on Zoom because right now he is preoccupied. He's probably doing some NASA thing, filming a rocket launch with IMAX film. He can't reveal much, but that's the impression we got. Some people thought he's working on Dune Part 3. That's not true, but the TA just finished working on Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. So, holy connections. Holy connections. We went through the class, and it's just mostly a Zoom meeting plus a film screening at the end. of IMAX film on 3D, and it was kind of boring, and I fell asleep. Not gonna lie, I was sleepy. But the class is humongous. If Giant shows up, something's up. You know, it's like a big class, and you get to work with IMAX film. I wouldn't be surprised if Christopher Nolan or Ryan Coogler, I mean, likely Ryan Coogler, would just show up during the semester and be like, "Yo, what's up? Let me talk." Let me tell you something about IMAX. Let me tell you something about IMAX. No disrespect to him, but that's my impression. But yeah, it was a good class. After class, I went up to the TA and I basically wrote down my name and hopefully I get to get in. The ironic thing was, at some point I was using the Google Chrome extension of like USC Schedule Helper, which allows you to put tabs on specific classes, and when the moment someone drops the class, I would join it. And I actually got that email, but by then it was a little too late. But it was just so insane that Giant's there. The whole day I was thinking, ooh, what if I run into her, you know? And she's just there at the very final end. So anyways, the good thing is, Andrew and Ethan Kwan, they waited for me, to talk to the TA. And at some point during the class, there was a guy this British guy, and he was like, I know about sound, so in Dolby 6.0, there's actually no subwoofer. And I'm like, okay. So, a little bit later, it is revealed that was Giant's ex-boyfriend. And Giant felt so uncomfortable about that she told me she's gonna drop the class. Anyways, that's unfortunate. So I don't think I will be taking any same classes with Giant this semester. We almost did, but we didn't. Right, with the motion picture script analysis and then with the IMAX. And then, anyways, I talked more to Ethan Kwan and Andrew. I met another guy, his name's Albert, and he's someone Giant has spoken to for quite a bit. But anyways, I and Ethan and Andrew talked. I love that I and Giant did not exchange a single thing to each other. Like throughout the whole class, after there's no break. After class, I didn't say anything to her. I just looked at her. And I looked at her again. And that's all I did. And yeah, there's that's the tension I was looking for. I don't want us to talk too much, but whenever we get the chance, I want to just run into her and look at her and then leave and be a little mysterious about it. And I think that kind of worked out. But anyways, I talked to Ethan and Andrew, caught up, and surprisingly, I was quite social. Surprisingly, maybe it's because it's near the end of day, but I was way more relaxed and social, and I was way more chilled, and I was like, yeah, how's it going? They asked me about Summer, I asked them about Summer, I asked them about Golden, which is a film they haven't even finished shooting. And Andrew continued to ask me about Cannes, we talked about classes, and with Ethan, it's pretty much confirmed that he wants my help for 310. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna need your help, and I'm also asking Harley, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, okay. Which is a bit of an awkward situation, because again, Starman, Ethan Kwan's 310, and Christian's thing are all clashing at the same time, so some real decision making is to be made. But as of now, I'm really thinking about ditching Christian's thing, because I'm being demoted. I feel like an idiot being on his set, and yeah, as much as I would love to have a very good work ethic, and that is, no matter what position Christian R puts me to, I will work my best on it. At some point, I need to realize me working on an LMU set is not going to gain me anything. I'm not going to gain a lot of benefits, but if I can work a set dress on a 480, set dress on a 310, that's at least better than anything I've done so far. Of course, the MFAs, but I wasn't really in on the MFAs, you know. I was just like a set dresser, like a little, you know. So yeah. So there's that. So we walked over to the village, and originally I was just gonna take a lift home and cook dinner and then go to bed. But then I was like, you know what? I've been having nothing but scraps of food throughout the whole day today. I should buy myself a dinner, because why not? It's the first day, I've had a rough day, I'm gonna treat myself a little bit. So Ethan, Quan, and Andrew Wu went to the boba store, Oboseo, and bought something, and I was like, you know what, fuck it. It's my last year, and I'm gonna just try it out. So I bought this Tiger sugar boba, which just tastes like pure sugar to me. It's super sweet. And then I went to Kava for dinner. We talked a little more. I told Ethan and Andrew that I'm thinking of writing for 480, and Ethan told me right now your competition is Jayun, Daniel Pan, and Josh O. And I was like, wow. First of all, I know all three of them, Jayun especially, and I love it when other people talk about Jayun. I think part of the appeal of Mary and Leslie are that other people talk about them. But also, like, Daniel Pan, who's a really nice guy, and Josh O, whom I've talked to. I've never read their scripts, but I don't know. But I like how this sounds. It's competitive. But I'll take the challenge. But the funny thing is, all three of them are Asians, which means that Ethan only knows Asians. There are definitely other people not in the Asian film group who are also planning to write and planning to do this and do that. So I will have some competition for 480. But right now I do want to write for 480, and I'm like a wild card because Cams majors don't usually do this, and also Josh O, Dan Pan, and Jagan are all screenwriters. I'm a wild card Cams major. But the advantage I have is that I'm taking motion picture script analysis, so that's gonna rock. And Andrew Wu is gonna be there. No, Andrew's taken that class before, but Andrew Wu will be there in Asian horror, and Ethan will be there in David Lynch class. But anyways, that's interesting. That's funny. Went back home and had dinner, and then I proceeded to talk to Jayun. I proposed to have a call with her, but we eventually did not because Jayun's busy prepping for an interview with an internship. She's always busy. She's always onto something. God fucking damn it. But I talked to her, and you know what? Enough stalling time. I'm gonna come forward and I'm gonna ask her to hang out. Because I think that's like the farthest I've gone. I think the farthest I've gone in a would-be relationship was with Leslie when I asked her to watch 2001: A Space Odyssey with me. Which obviously happened, but after we argued. But with Jayun, I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just ask her. I didn't say ask you out, I didn't say go on a date, but multiple times I was like, we should just hang out. And I start to be more intimate with her because I feel like now is probably the time to test the waters. And yeah, I mean, this sucks, but a lot of trying to have a relationship is really just testing someone's limit, and that sounds really fucked up, but it is. Like, in a conversation, I'm like, I wanted to tell her that I'm happy to see her, but is that too much? Back then, if it was with Leslie, I can't tell her that because it's like weird, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna tell Jayun that. And Jayun's response was, aw, that's nice. And I told her about my thoughts and feelings of the night we had in Hong Kong, and I was like, it's too brief. And Jayun was like, no, brief is my thing. And I'm like, damn, please don't say that. And Giant also talked about her ex. So she said her ex is Japanese. Turns out her ex is half British, half Japanese. And Giant started doing self-harm. I assume slitting wrists. The women around me have always been slitting wrists. But I don't know. Not sure. And Giant had self-harm before. And that really, I guess, that guy, whose name is Taro, by the way, did not understand it. And that was one of the reasons they broke up. And it was a very ugly, messy breakup. But I talked to John a little bit more. I was like, I want to chat with you because you're an interesting person. And I usually don't say this to people. I don't like people. I'm scared of people. And I have trust issues. I don't know if you can tell. And John was like, yeah, I can tell. And I was like, yeah. So, let's just meet. At some point, she even mentioned, does your place have a balcony? We can smoke. And I'm like, no. But, again, if I ever try smoking, it has to be with someone. And I know that's too perfect to ask, but not entirely impossible. But anyways, that was a nice ending. I like how today started off with me basically saying, okay, it's impossible between me and Jiayun. But now I'm still fighting. My fighting spirit, it's back. And yeah, it's tough. I want to rip my brain out and stuff it in my mouth. And then take it back out from my esophagus and then stuff it back in my mouth. But, I don't know. I keep pushing through, man. I keep pushing through. That's the spirit. That's the grind. Tomorrow I'm seeing a career counselor. And then I'm hitting the gym. And then I'm going to Ralph's. And I'm gonna buy healthy foods like eggs and cereal and fucking whatever, carne asada, beef, garlic, more salad. But yes, I don't have time to watch a film now. I genuinely need to go to bed as soon as possible because I want to maintain my sleep schedule. But today so far has been productive. It's been a really rough day one. It's been a really explosive day one. A day one to explode all day ones. Truly a bombastic way to open off my school life. And even though the first half of today was absolutely, I wouldn't say awful, because nothing terrible happened to me. I was just stressed. But the first half of today, I was like really feeling bad. But I think at some point it's gotten so chaotic that I'm beginning to masochistically enjoy school life. Like, I want the chaos to reign over me and crush me and squeeze me, And again, I don't know how far I can go with Jiayun. Maybe I'm gonna officially ask her out and she's gonna be like, fuck you. That's a possibility. Or I could go further. And, Jiayun was like, I told Jiayun, like, I like talking to you, and I barely express my thoughts and feelings. And then she's like, me too. And I'm like, really? You're like, no, I told Giant I wanted to talk more to her, and Giant's like, oh, you never had to ask me. And I'm like, really? So you just like talking, huh? And she's like, not really, just I just like talking to you. And I'm like, oh. And I was like, I barely expressed my thoughts and feelings, and she was like, yeah, me too, but it's different with you. So that was such an intimate moment. And again, it could be like just a friends thing, or it could be like a real intimate thing. But whatever it is, I guess we'll see. I don't have super high expectations because I have trust issues, but I think that's sort of like the beauty and the ugliness of it all. Is I have difficulty talking to Jiren because of my past problems, which had turned into trust issues, and she might have difficulty interacting with me because she's had her own problems with men, and also just her sadness, my sadness, but it's a different kind of sadness. And so we struggle to talk to each other, but our struggles both come from our histories. And I think it's important that we respect that, There's something so personal about respecting each other's histories. But yeah, that's pretty much it. What a fucking day, man, what a fucking day. See you all tomorrow, and may the games resume. Oh, fuck it. I think I missed it. Shit. Ah.